One thing you lack, and only one, Andrei Ivanovitch." "What is that?" asked his host. "A female friend or two," replied Chichikov. Tientietnikov made no rejoinder, and the conversation came temporarily to an end. But Chichikov was not to be discouraged, wherefore, while waiting for supper and talking on different subjects, he seized an opportunity to interject: "Do you know, it would do you no harm to marry?" As before, Tientietnikov did not reply, and the renewed mention of the subject seemed to have annoyed him. For the third time (it was after supper) Chichikov returned to the charge by remarking: "Today, as I was walking round your property, I could not help thinking that marriage would do you a great deal of good. Otherwise you will develop into a hypochondriac." Whether Chichikov's words now voiced sufficiently the note of persuasion, or whether Tientietnikov happened at the moment to be unusually disposed to frankness, at all events the young landowner sighed, and then responded as he expelled a puff of tobacco smoke: "To attain anything, Paul Ivanovitch, one needs to have been born under a lucky star." And he related to his guest the whole history of his acquaintanceship and subsequent rupture with the General. As Chichikov listened to the recital, and gradually realized that the affair had arisen merely out of a chance word on the General's part, he was astounded beyond measure, and gazed at Tientietnikov without knowing what to make of him. "Andrei Ivanovitch," he said at length, "what was there to take offence at?" "Nothing as regards the actual words spoken," replied the other. "The offence lay, rather, in the insult conveyed in the General's tone." Tientietnikov was a kindly and peaceable man, yet his eyes flashed as he said this, and his voice vibrated with wounded feeling. "Yet, even then, need you have taken it so much amiss?" "What? Could I have gone on visiting him as before?" "Certainly. No great harm had been done." "I disagree with you. Had he been an old man in a humble station of life, instead of a proud and swaggering officer, I should not have minded so much; but as it was, I could not and would not brook his words." "A curious fellow, this Tientietnikov," thought Chichikov to himself. "A curious fellow, this Chichikov," was Tientietnikov's inward reflection. "I tell you what," resumed Chichikov. "Tomorrow I myself will go and see the General." "To what purpose?" asked Tientietnikov, with astonishment and distrust in his eyes. "To offer him an assurance of my personal respect." "A strange fellow, this Chichikov," reflected Tientietnikov. "A strange fellow, this Tientietnikov," thought Chichikov, and then added aloud: "Yes, I will go and see him at 10 o'clock tomorrow. But since my britchka is not yet altogether in travelling order, would you be so good as to lend me your koliaska for the purpose?" End of Part 2, Chapter 1.